All right. Good morning, trade pros. Welcome to our morning market update for this beautiful Tuesday, October 29th of 2019. This is George Papsov from Trade Pro Academy. I'm super excited today. Yesterday, Mark and I from Trade Pro, we put the foundational touches on something so exciting that when I announce it, you guys are going to freak out. Uh, it's a new free resource we've come up. It's going to blow your mind how awesome it is. And today we get a chance to do a podcast, or I do, on Sirius XM, which will be played on the weekend. So it's pretty cool. Big things are happening here and also with the market. Let's kick it off by saying this. S&P 500 futures straight to new all-time highs yesterday. The high has been set at 3,042.75. That is about 10 points above the 29.5 previous all-time high. And when markets break all-time highs, it's kind of traditional knowledge. It's not a rule, but it is a measuring stick that markets rally 2 to 3% from all-time highs. There's still a lot of upside to go potentially, but we're running into a lot of news events coming up this week as early as tomorrow. All right, S&P hit its 14th record close of 2019 on Monday, climbed 532.57 points year to date, or 21.2%. NASDAQ added 82.87 points. Dow Jones gained 132.66 points, or 0.5%, to finish within 1% of its all-time high. All right. This morning, Donald Trump had some news. He said that him and President Xi are set for November 17th to have a meeting in Chile to sign an interim trade war deal, sources cited by SCMP. All right. So essentially, what's happening here is on November 17th, Donald Trump and President Xi of China will come to agreement and sign the phase one deal. That's obviously going to put excitement to the upside in the market. Yesterday, Alphabet, or Google, more formally known, missed on the earnings per share. They announced $10.12 per share revenue versus $12.39 expected. Huge miss. But on the revenue side, they actually beat at 40.5 billion versus an expectation of 40.32. So how come the earnings per share was so much lower? They're investing very heavily, Google, into their cloud division, trying to catch up with Microsoft and Amazon. Microsoft just won a big contract with the government. It beat out Amazon, which is huge news. Microsoft's really been driving and pushing their cloud platform, generated a lot of returns and revenue off of it. Now, Alphabet, or Google, is playing catch up. And it's rare that a company like Google plays catch up, but they are playing catch up. They're spending a lot of money to build this cloud computing division. Staffing, if you could think of that, computer power. All right. I think the main cost there is the manpower, but it's not a one-time expense. And that's what kind of worried the market, and they dumped it. All right. It's kind of an unknown because you're spending a lot of your money into R&D, and then you're not really getting a return as of right now. It's more of an unknown for the future, but it is a growth strategy, and I think Google will be just fine. All right. Google's cost per click as well, meaning the amount of revenue they make per single click, is down 2%. Not a good sign for investors. Great sign for us. We could do ads for cheaper. Although we spend very little money on ads. You guys would be shocked how little. It's just over $1,000 US that we spent this entire year on ads, because we rely on great content and your help to spread our message and word to build our community. All right. Operating margin 24%. So all in all, Google didn't have the best earnings report, but they did deliver on the revenue number. All right. Today, Boeing CEO faces Congress. Dennis Muhlenberg, who was stripped of his chairman title by the board earlier this month, is due to testify in a congressional hearing after two 737 MAX jets killed 346 people. He said, "We know we made mistakes and got some things wrong." Duh. He'll be telling the U.S. Senate Commerce Committee, adding that Boeing has made improvements to the new grounded plane, and they'll ensure that accidents like these never happen again. He'll testify before the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee later this week, where he's going to face really big questions about the MCAS software and how they certified their planes through the FAA. So that's going to be very interesting. And because the Boeing stock affects the Dow Jones significantly, it's 8.8%, around there, around 9% of the total weight of the Dow Jones index. Dow Jones is not equally weighted, and so other stocks, some stocks have more influence than others. Boeing is one of them. So watch out. All right, that's going to be important. In other news, the Federal Reserve begins their two-day meeting today. All right, so today they start the discussion. Tomorrow they're going to release meeting minutes. They're going to also release, not meeting minutes, but they're going to release a statement of what they've come to agreement on. the interest rate decision, right? A forecast of how interest rates are going to look, the future path, which is kind of like guidance through the dot plot. And they're going to talk about what they think is going to support or what they need to see in order to continue to cut rates or to stop cutting rates. We are priced in at a rate cut of 25 basis points tomorrow for almost certainty. There are some investment banks that are saying, hey, you know what? If they cut this time, they're going to create an expectation of future cuts, and they may upset the market, all right, by not cutting. I think that'll set off massive taper tantrums across the boards, and all markets are going to freak out. I don't think that'll happen. I think they're going to cut tomorrow, but say that they're not going to cut for the rest of 2019. They'll probably go back to their data dependency statement, and we're going to see. But we're going to have a full update on this tomorrow morning, so there's no point in going into it a little bit deeper. But I will tell you this. For anyone that doesn't know, the Federal Reserve is currently operating their QE4, quantitative easing 4 program. They won't admit to it. In fact, they call it a not QE4 program, right? But it's like making a gun, like a potato gun, and saying it's not a gun, right? Whatever you say it is not, it most certainly is. So when the Fed tells you this is not QE4, don't worry. It's QE4, ladies and gentlemen. Worry. There's something going on behind the scenes the Fed's not admitting to, because they're buying $60 billion worth of treasuries on a monthly basis. And in addition to that, they're providing $100 billion of liquidity on a daily basis to banks, right? They're not telling us something. And I've done a lot of research, but I don't want to spread rumors. We'll save that for a YouTube video later on. All right, today, Alphabet, like I said, is down 1.3%. AT&T is up 4.3%. Beyond Meat got beyond clobbered, down 10%, and they had a pretty good report. This is what happens when companies get driven up on manic buying and just momentum. You know, it was a hot pick, the hot stock of the day. Let's buy it, Beyond the Meat. And, you know, at the end of the day, they make fake burger patties. And I was trying to get in before it was hype and manic driven. And then I was like, you know what? The heck with this stock. I'm going to just let it go. I'll get it cheaper, way cheaper than now. It was like $140 at the time. It broke below 100 for the first time, down 10%. Even though they turned a good profit, it just wasn't enough. So it happens when a company faces big expectations. All right, Spotify up 16.2% after reporting a surprise profit, and shares continue to climb up. In today's markets, Japan's up 0.5%, Hong Kong's down 0.4%, China's down 1%, and India's up 1.5%. Mixed bag of nuts in Asian markets. In Europe, London's down 0.5%, Paris down 0.2%, Frankfurt down 0.3%, and all futures in the United States are flat. Although, yeah, we're flat. We're pretty close to where the previous day closed. All right, S&P previous day high was 30.42 3/4. Overnight low 29.5, which is ironically the previous all-time high. So what do? We come down, we retest all-time high. Crude oil at the moment is down quite big. Yesterday's close was 55.73. Today's opening range low is 54.61. Crude is currently trading some inventory targets to the downside, so we're going to be selling rallies here early on. Gold is flat, all right, for the day, below 1,500 once again. Gold sold off quite a bit as we rallied yesterday in the equity market. Bitcoin unchanged, and today's big economic calendar event, FOMC meeting, begins day 1 of 2. But, you know, that's not going to be driving any volatility until tomorrow. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., they have the announcement, 2:30, the press conference. We'll be trading that with our elite team. All right. If you've ever wanted to join and be a part of a professional trading community, all right, this is the time to do it. First of all, you have 14 days to request a refund. If you totally hate it, you're protected. And that's like a stop, if you will. But imagine putting a stop on a trade when you don't lose any money at all. That's what this offer is, basically. Join us tomorrow. You get to see crude oil inventory traded. You get to be part of the FOMC meeting minutes and how we trade that in our elite team. You get to see a lot of volatility. So today's a great day to check us out. All right. At 10 a.m. today, we have consumer confidence and pending home sales, top of the hour. So we'll watch for that. But I think in today's session, we're going to have an opportunity to drive a little bit higher. Market is bullish. I see an early morning fade down to maybe the 26s, and then we just release some upside for the rest of the day. All right, that's what we got for you guys. Listen to news. Today's an important day. Tomorrow becomes really volatile. We have a heck of a lot of announcements and economic-driven news events, and also a Fed meeting. So look out. You guys have a great day. Send you love, joy, and happiness. If anyone out there is in California listening to this, if you're affected, your family's affected by what's going on out there, send you guys positive vibes. You're in our thoughts, and be safe. As long as you're safe, that's all that matters to us. All right, take care. We love you all. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great day. Be good. Don't get in too much trouble, but not too little either. Manage your risk, trade like a trade pro. Boxman, over to you for oil. The market's opened. We got some great movements, and I predict today the movement will be in oil, and S&P will be a little bit more sluggish in its move up. All right. So let me put you on here. YouTube, have yourself a great day. Let me answer these questions really quickly. Top of the day to you too as well. Will, George, Josh, Pele, good morning to everyone here on YouTube. Those who are trading with the price action, their stop loss hit chance are only 10 to 5%. Price action giving you 90% accuracy. I agree. Price action is where it's at. That's what we trade, including order flow. All right, Brian, take care. Will, take care, guys. Have a good day on YouTube. Goodbye. All right, Boxy, let me throw you into the fire here. You belong in the fire. And I think I also have to, that's odd. YouTube, take care. You guys got interness. That's very odd, Boxy.